Hi everyone, this is Jono, and this is a summary of where the Core Apps project is standing today. Now, we've divided all of the different Core Apps into two categories, development and maintenance. Development apps are applications that need significant new feature development or significant work to converge them across tablet and desktop. And maintenance apps are apps that basically work well today, have got the necessary features, and will require more limited maintenance work to get them in shape ready for the tablet and the desktop as well. Our focus has been on making sure that we understand what features we need across all of these different applications, getting all of those features mapped out across blueprints, getting all the work items defined, assigned, and set to deadlines. All of that work is being completed for all of those different apps, so we've got a good means of tracking all those different apps. Our weekly engagement across these apps has been very, very important as well. So we've got our weekly meetings up and running with the different teams. We've had a series of convergence brainstorming sessions. These are sessions where we will evaluate the best way in which we can converge these apps in terms of the UI onto these different form factors. And the design team has been very active in that work as well. We've also organized hackfests, and of course we've had sessions at the virtual UDS to mean that we've got a very open and transparent method of development of these apps. The work on the Reminders app, which is the application we've been working with Evernote on, is looking really good. The core feature set is implemented. The designs have been implemented. We have the online account set up, and that application is now shipping in the image. Likewise, we've had a relationship forming with the Weather Channel, and the Weather Channel data has been integrated into the Weather app. There are still a few things that need fixing here because the locales are a little bit different with the Weather Channel as opposed to with open weather data, but that work is basically done. Some convergence has also already been accomplished, but I'm going to talk more about that in the next slide where I'll go through each of the apps. And all of the applications that we're working on, with the exception of the dock viewer, are currently available in the Click store, so people are able to test them. In terms of what we're working on converging all of the applications for the tablet and for the desktop as well. Now, the tablet is the focus here, but invariably, with the responsive design nature of the Ubuntu SDK, when something works well on the tablet, it will work well on the desktop as well, so long as the keyboard and the mouse are working effectively on the desktop as well. So, so there isn't a tremendous amount of change between an app working well on the tablet and an app working well on the desktop. The exception here is the file manager, where we're focusing explicitly on the desktop. We don't consider the file manager to be a key requirement for the phone or the tablet, but we do believe it's a key requirement for the desktop. And this is a longer term plan. The goal here is mainly 14.10, but we feel like we need to really start that work now. This is the big project. We're also obviously working on the key feature development across these different apps, which are scoped out in the blueprints. And then we're working with the platform team to unblock some of these core apps due to these feature requirements. So a good example here is the calendar. We can't have calendar syncing in the calendar app with Google services until we have the EDS support in the platform ready, so we can expose that to the calendar app. So we've been working with the platform team closely to make sure we can get through those different things. And then we've also been working on widening the development teams to bring in additional community contributors. We've got a pretty good set of teams right there, right now with the core apps, but we would benefit from some additional support and some additional resources in the community. So we've been working on more developer outreach there. So if we flip over to the next slide, I'm going to go through each of the different apps to provide a summary of where each of these different apps stands. So let's start out with the Reminders app. As I mentioned earlier on, the core features are implemented, the online accounts are in place, and the designs are implemented. So the key features are there, but we still have some work to do to bring a wider breadth of features to the app, and then we need to obviously go through a round of QA as well. In terms of the music app, there's been some work to converge it to the tablet and the desktop, and that's looking pretty good. The feature set is remaining largely the same, as it's a fairly feature-complete application as it stands today. But that convergence work is ongoing, and a prototype was put in place, and that's now landing in trunk. In terms of the weather app, the weather data, the Weather Channel data has been integrated, although, as I mentioned, there's some differences in the location codes, and that work is being fixed up right now. And then there's been some animations recommended from the design team. They're also being implemented into the app right now. With the calendar, we have some feature development to do here, which is ongoing. So things like Google Calendar syncing, multi-day events, things like that. A lot of that work is going on, but some of this is blocked due to these platform requirements. So we're working with the platform team to get those issues unblocked. That's primarily calendar sync and alarms. So we're working to resolve those. We already have a prototype up and running for how that converges on the tablet and the desktop. With RSS Reader, fortunately, this works pretty well on the desktop and on the tablet and the desktop as it is right now. So given the fact that this is in maintenance mode, we're focusing on stability and refinements there. The file manager, as I said, is kind of the odd one out in terms of this collection of apps, and the focus here is on the longer-term development towards 14.10, and that's the focus on desktop conversions. The work that's been going on this cycle has been integrating the Content Hub, so it integrates better into the system, and then prototyping desktop designs and making sure that the mouse and the keyboard support is working well with the file manager. The dock viewer is also a little unusual because traditionally we've not shipped this in the image because there's been no way to trigger the dock viewer when loading content. So obviously, for example, you might load the file manager and then want to look at a PDF and load it into the dock viewer. So we've been working on getting the Calligra project integrated, a stripped down version of Calligra, so you can view the file formats, but there's still some platform work to be done to trigger the dock viewer from a content type. In terms of the clock, this is, as to be expected, pretty much in maintenance mode. The alarms still need finishing because that's blocked on some platform issues, but that's assured to be done fairly soon. The issue here has been we can set the alarm in the clock app, but there's been no functionality in the platform to actually make a sound or display a visible notification when the alarm goes off. We're also refining timer support there as well. In terms of the calculator, again, maintenance mode. This basically works well on phone, tablet, and desktop. So some small optimizations there in terms of keyboard and mouse support. And then in terms of the terminal, our core developer who's working on the terminal has left due to family issues. So we're growing the terminal team out a little bit. We suspect that we're going to see more and more interest in this as more people start using Unity 8 on the desktop when we ship the preview session. As I mentioned earlier on, all of these applications, with the exception of the dock viewer, are in the daily images, and I am happy to answer questions, obviously, via email or by